Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial on SQL for Data Analyst. In the previous tutorial, we looked at the attribute and skills of a data analyst. In this tutorial, we're going to look at what is SQL or what is SQL. It doesn't matter how you say it. So, why some people will say SQL, some will say SQL. So all is fine. Okay, so what exactly is this SQL? SQL is a structured query language. It's also a programming language because you can use SQL to program an application. Like you have other programming languages like Java, like JavaScript, like Python, C++, C Sharp, PHP, and all other programming languages that we have. So SQL is an acronym for Structured Query Language and is also a programming language in the likes of those because we have, at the beginning of this tutorial, I said people have different exposures to how they use SQL. So the focus of this is for us to use SQL as a data analyst. Okay, so we are not using SQL to create or to develop an application. So the focus of this is not for those that want to become a SQL developer. It's also not for those that want to become database administrators. It's strictly for those that want to use SQL as a data analyst. So you don't want to create or design a database, or you don't want to go into database modeling. No, the database is already ready for you. The table is already there. You have data. All you want to do is to analyze the data in the in the database table. That's the focus of this tutorial. That's the scope of this tutorial. And so SQL is a structured query language, is a programming language, and why some will say SQL, some will say SQL. So according to American National Standard Institute, is a standard language for relational database management system. In some tutorials, the previous tutorials we had, we talked about RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, and different examples, the different types of RDBMS that we have. Um, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Microsoft Access, Teradata, Netezza, and so on and so forth. So if you are just watching this, you probably have missed some of the previous tutorials. So please look for tutorial 1 to 7 or tutorial 1 to 8. Okay, so you can understand what an RDBMS means. But just like as a refresher, a relational database management system is where we have our relational database, and inside the relational database, we have a relational table. So, for you to retrieve data as a data analyst, for you to query data or retrieve data, fetch data, or pull data from a relational database, which is in a relational database management system, you need to know how to write SQL, structured query language. So you can't just write, this is a code, okay? So you can't just write English language, plain English, even though SQL is close to English, but you can't just write plain English to fetch data, to retrieve data from a database. Okay, so the language that a relational database understands is structured query language, and that is what you want to learn in this tutorial. Okay, so it is what we use, is the language that is used to manage a relational database management system. Is not more than that, or let me say that's all you need to know for this a trainee. And let's also look at what exactly is CRUD, CRUD operation, SQL CRUD operation. This is an acronym. Okay, the C stands for create. So we can use SQL to create an RDBMS object. An example of an RDBMS object is a database. So we can use SQL. If you know how to write SQL, you can use it to create a database, a table, trigger, or index. All these are RDBMS objects. We call them objects in the RDBMS. There are so many objects in the RDBMS object, but our focus is just going to be on database and table. As a matter of fact, the focus of this tutorial is not on how to create database or table. But for completeness sake, I'm just going to show us um, a script to create a database and table and to also insert data into the table. Okay, so when you hear CRUD operation, it's just an acronym for what you can use SQL to do. So can be used to create RDBMS objects, and these are the examples. We can also use SQL to read or query data in a database. This is going to be our focus for this course. As a data analyst, what you are doing is you are reading data, so retrieving data, pulling data, or fetching data from a database. That's what you are doing. You are reading. So writing a query to select data from a database. So this is what we are doing. SQL can do a lot more, as you can see, but our focus as a data analyst with SQL is just going to be on this, because over 90% of your job as a data analyst will be to retrieve data from the database. Of course, you can also use SQL to update existing data in the database, existing records in the database. And we can use SQL as well to delete records or data in the database. So now that you know this, what else, what are the advantages? So why do you now need to learn SQL? Are there benefits, advantages? What will this SQL enable me? What would I stand to gain? Yeah, well, of course, there are so many things to gain. Okay, no knowledge is lost. You can't consider any knowledge to be a waste. So it's a foundational skill for a data analyst or data scientist. If you want to be a data analyst um, at this age and time, data analysis has gone beyond using Excel spreadsheet to analyze data. You need to be more efficient. And this is compared to like analyzing data using Excel. This is more efficient. Okay. You can't use Excel to analyze trillions of records or billions of records. That's time consuming. That's not efficient. And don't forget that um, work environment now is a fast-paced environment where you need to do something as quickly as possible. Okay, so is a foundational skill for a data analyst. You just need to have this as part of your arsenal, okay, as a data analyst, and that will make you more marketable if you put on your resume that you know SQL. And SQL is in high demand, okay, so you can't know SQL and be stranded or be um, stranded looking for jobs. The jobs are there, they are out there. So it's important for you to know this to make yourself more marketable. And for those who are aspiring to be a data scientist, you can't be a data scientist without first being a data analyst. Okay, and to be a data analyst, it means that you can write SQL. And so uh, moving into a data science field means that with your SQL skill, you need to learn other tools or other technology like Python and um, and Microsoft R and other technology, because you'll be needing those for machine learning. Okay, you need to know some statistical methods like regression analysis and random random forest, and decision trees, and so many other statistical methods like that to build a model or to come up with an algorithm, okay, for predictive analysis, which is not our focus for this training, is out of scope for this training. So all you need to know for this training as a data analyst is how to write SQL. But if you're aspiring to be a data scientist, this is where you need to start from. So when you already know SQL, you can leverage on this to learn other programming language or to acquire other skills that you need. And for people who are aspiring to become a software developer, a programmer, is easier to learn, like I told you that SQL is also a programming language, okay, but to become a full-fledged programmer, software developer, so you are able to write Java and C Sharp and other .NET languages like that, it's easier to start from SQL. If you already know SQL, you can easily transition into learning other programming languages. This is easier compared to those ones. So, and it's also good to, whatever you want to learn, it's good to take it in bits. Okay, so this will give you an easy entrance into becoming a software developer, because once you know this and you can, this is for basic and intermediate SQL. When you finish this, you can learn some other advanced SQL where you can call yourself a SQL developer. And from there, you can launch yourself into learning maybe Java and other programming languages. So this will give you a good leverage. And of course, it pays. SQL skill pays a lot now. All IT jobs pays a lot, and like I said in the introduction video for this tutorial, I said this course is for those who are interested in becoming an IT professional and they don't know where to start from. They are stranded. Okay, so you, for those who also want to increase their pay, their income, IT is a good industry to look at. So this will also give you that kind of opportunity to land your dream job in IT. Yeah. So in the upcoming tutorial, we'll be looking at the RDBMS we want to use for to learn SQL. So we'll look at the RDBMS we want to use. I will show you, we'll navigate through the RDBMS. So we are going to start our hands-on session from the next tutorial I'm going to be uploading. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like it. And if you don't want to miss any um, tutorial, because like I always advise, I want you to watch this in order to be able to learn. I want you to watch this the way it's being uploaded. Don't miss any previous tutorial. If you have missed any, please go back to it and start watching from tutorial 1. So if you don't want to miss any upcoming video, please subscribe so that you don't miss anything. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.